Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Triple Take Podcast. I am Jacob. With me, as always, is Zach. Zach, how are you?
I'm doing great. Doing great. A lot of news this week. A lot of things to talk about.
Lots of news. No Lance this week. He'll be back next episode. We're going to do our best to fill in for his ridiculous opinions on movies. I know some of you will miss those. But yeah, tons of news this week. CinemaCon. Personally, I'm really, really excited about Now You See Me 3 in production now and has been officially named. Now You See Me.
Now You Don't.
Now You Don't.
I think that Now You See Me is like the quintessential definition of what a fun movie is.
It truly is. Truly.
It's Jesse Eisenberg is one of my favorite actors, and I think he portrays the character. I can't even think of the character's name right now off the top of my head.
One of the Four Horsemen.
One of the Four Horsemen. I will say it's one of the most cringy. One second, I'm gonna pull up IMDb on this bad boy. Like the leader of the whole thing, plays the Hulk. We all agree he's cringy.
Edward Norton? Oh. Yeah, you're right. Ruffalo.
Mark Ruffalo.
He's like revealed to be like the baddie, but the goodie.
That's the only part of the entire... So there's been 2 movies so far. Mm-hmm. The entire first movie, he's like, frick. I can't catch them. They're so magical. Yes. And the entire time, he's upset that he can't catch these fucking magicians.
Your sleight of hand is too good.
Your sleight of hand is too good, and you're throwing cards too accurately. But at the very end, he's like, I'm the magician. I'm the main magic guy.
It's like the ultimate pull the rug out, but you knew it kind of. It's like the puppeteer, kind of the guy behind the curtain the whole time faking. Honestly, it's like he essentially plays the same role in Shutter Island as in this movie, but with less freaked out Leonardo DiCaprio.
The only difference between Shutter Island and this movie, as far as like the rug pull, is that I don't think they told Mark Ruffalo, like the actor,
yes,
what the ending was until they were like, hey, by the way, you're shooting this today. Mm-hmm. And he was like, oh, fuck, I got to pull this new character out of my ass.
I do wonder how normalized that is. Like if you're a director,
yeah,
and you're going for a certain performance and not giving as many details or giving maybe selective details, how that affects the performance of the actor. I don't know. I'm just.
It's probably actually just like a good, like a thing that you try, I guess, if you're a director, is like, okay, if I tell my actors so much, how does that affect the performance? Mm-hmm. Or if I only give them what I need them to know in this scene, what do they do? I know that for a lot of scripts now, when they print them off, they have like the actor's name, mm-hmm. Like highlighted on the actual script, so they know if it gets leaked, it's got Jesse Eisenberg's name on it, so they know like his are the one that
like
copied,
weirdly watermarked in some way.
Yep. Our boy Tom Holland is like terrible for this. Yeah, I mean, he revealed the entire end game.
There was a little bit of a mess up by Haley Steinfeld this week at CinemaCon. She was interviewed by someone on some red carpet somewhere, and was like, "Hey, we're looking forward to being for Kate Bishop to be in Doomsday," and she's like, "Yeah," and then you can just see the doom on her face, no pun intended. She for sure either got fined or got a terrible phone call.
She got a real mean text from Kevin Feige immediately.
Yes, super long email,
and then said, "Hey, why don't you come to my office when you get a chance?
We got some script changes. Kate Bishop is dead."
Yeah, whoopsie poopsies. But yeah, anyway, so Now You See Me. I'm really excited for the third one. I've liked both of the movies so far. Mm-hmm. Not really any issues other than, like I said, I think Mark Ruffalo is fine. I don't like him personally. I think he's cringy in real life, but mm-hmm. I think his character is just, it's weird in that first movie. But other than that, no issues. And I actually really liked their, they replaced Isla Fisher, or Isla? They replaced Isla Fisher after the first movie with a different girl.
Yeah, it's the chick from New Girl.
Yeah, I like her more.
She's fine.
She's funny.
She's feisty. They kind of confirmed cast, but I didn't see specifics. I don't know. I kind of thought that Isla Fisher was coming back. But I could be wrong.
So they replaced Isla Fisher with Lizzie Kaplan.
Yes, yeah.
Who, Cloverfield, I thought did a fantastic job in Cloverfield.
Nope. That's...
She's in Cloverfield.
I think you're thinking of... Wait, Cloverfield or 10 Cloverfield Lane?
The original Cloverfield.
You're right. I thought you were talking about
Ewan
McGregor's wife.
She explodes.
She gets popped.
Yeah, she gets popped. Let me see if there's any casting news on Now You See Me real fast.
Is Morgan Freeman back? I can't remember what happened to his character.
Yeah,
I like that he's kind of the villain.
Yeah, Morgan Freeman is back.
Michael Caine?
Michael Caine is back. Old man money. And then also Harry Potter is back in it.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Anyway, you'll like this particular one here. Huge news for John Wick. Four films were announced, and a specific confirmation on John Wick 5.
Yeah. So I love John Wick. I'll take any and all that you can hand me. The only thing that got announced this week. Okay, let's break it down. So we got John Wick 5.
My question is, do you like John Wick or do you like Keanu Reeves? And are they mutually exclusive?
I think they can be mutually exclusive. I like all the things that Keanu has done, minus the new Matrix 4.
Mm-hmm. Ugh, bad. Resurrections, don't watch
Resurrection's terrible. But I like John Wick because it does exactly what it says what it sets out to do is be a fun movie where you can turn your brain off for a couple hours, watch it, have a good time, relax. Right? You're not really thinking about overt like. There's no meaning. There's no message. It's just a guy that is good at killing.
Don't mess with my dog.
Yeah, don't fuck with his dog. That's all that it is. And so what it sets out to do is be fun, and it does a great job at it. John Wick actually apparently in the fourth one, he has less than 500 lines in the whole or words in the entire movie. Apparently, he charged them per word because he thought that it would make the movie better. Like he'd rather show rather than tell.
Yeah.
And so he charged them like $180K per word or something like that. And so they only had like 500 words in the entire movie.
Interesting. That's a very unique bargaining tactic.
I mean, he clearly doesn't care about money. I mean, he gave away most of his money from the Matrix. He still rides the subway every day.
He does. He's a genuine guy.
Genuine guy.
I like him.
But no, we got John Wick 5, which up until yesterday, I was going to tell you, I don't know if Keanu will do another one because he admittedly said that it's like really strenuous, and he's getting older.
Well, I didn't think he was going to do another one after 4. His character dies.
He walks away for the most part.
Yeah, I thought he was. He's said in multiple interviews that he's dead.
Yeah. Is he ever dead?
I don't know.
I don't know. That guy's gotten shot, I don't know, what, 200 times in these movies?
Where are the stakes then?
He's fine. Hey, look, we're just here to have a good time. But we got The Ballerina coming out with Ana de Armas.
Yep.
Huge Ana de Armas fan. Love her. She's fantastic. We've got Kano? Danny Yen or something, right? What are we talking
about? Steven Yen?
Steven Yen. 1 second. We've got...
I don't know what you're talking about.
John Wick, chapter...
Oh, Donnie Yen.
Donnie Yen. Yeah. Donnie Yen is going to get his own spinoff, which is awesome. He was arguably one of the best parts in number 4. Mm-hmm. We have an animated version of John Wick, a prequel.
Yep.
I am least excited for the animated version.
I gotta massively disagree with you there. I am most excited for that because it's all about how he was able to free himself from
the table.
That table and
under the high table.
Yeah. And that's when he concreted all his gold in the basement.
I do like the idea of being able to see what the story is and go back into the lore and all that good stuff. Mm-hmm. I just don't really I just feel like I'm so accustomed to the movies in a certain way that I just don't really care for it to be animated. It's
a medium that you're used to.
I just don't know if animated Lawrence Fishburne will be as good as just Lawrence Fishburne.
Are all of the voice actors coming back, or all of the actors coming back to voice act?
God, I hope so.
That would actually be the only thing that would ruin it for me if they don't do that.
Yeah, if you have John Wick in there and it's not voiced by Keanu.
I have to get used to this dude's voice as this other character, or as the same character. Yeah,
I
don't know.
Lawrence Fishburne is the Bowery, and if he's not in it and it's not his voice, I just don't think you have a movie. So hopefully they bring the pain. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. In other news, we have changing lanes a little bit. Tires season 2. Shout out our guy.
Shane Gillis
got nicked. Just nicked him.
Just nicked him.
I'm pretty excited for that. Watched the first season. Was good.
We're a really big fan of autism on this show, and
Truly.
Shane is king of the tism, so we're a big fan of Shane.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, but no, season 1 kind of came out of nowhere on Netflix. I guess he tried for years to get somebody to buy that.
Really?
And then finally Netflix was like, fine, leave us alone.
Kind of like a Tim Robinson deal. Him and like Sandberg doing. I think you should leave. So it's like, I mean, it's more obviously it's more structured than just a ton of sketches, but no, it's good. It's a good throw it on the TV and clean your house show.
You can finish that entire show, like entire season 1. You can finish it in less than like 4 hours.
Yeah, they're short episodes, and there's
a very,
not many.
very quick watch. I also like that, like, you get to kind of see the dynamic between Shane, and then I think it's Steve. Yeah, Steve is like his buddy
name.
Will in the show.
Yep.
It's a cool little dynamic, and also they have a whole bunch of other little comedians in there. So they've got Andrew Schulz, they've got Stavros in there.
Mm-hmm.
It's just fun to watch them.
Yes,
it's just fun to watch them.
It is.
Stavros with his.
He's got like a purple El Camino or something.
No, it's an old Nissan.
Is it an RX-8 actually?
No, it looks like an RX-8.
Not a Nissan, obviously.
No, no. Yeah, correct us in the comments. No, it's a Nissan Silvia, I think. It's like an old drift car, and Stavros is like, Yomini. God damn it, that part is hilarious. He asks, he's like, who's he talking to? Shane in that scene, and he's like, you know how much head I get in this car?
Yeah,
and it's just Stavros' fat ass standing against the side of it. God damn. Yeah. No, Tire season 1 was so good. I'm excited for season 2. I'll watch it.
No, it's an RX-7, I believe. Yeah, it is.
I got corrected on that.
Yeah, it's a Mazda RX-7. I knew it.
Okay. In the comments, I think it's a Nissan Silvia.
I'm looking at it right now.
Are you confirmed?
It is 100% an RX-7.
Okay. All right. Well,
I'm just letting you know.
That's fine.
None of you will know.
Correct us if we're wrong. All right. Tire season 2. We are excited. I'm excited.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up from the boys.
Should we develop a rating scale on how excited we are for something?
We probably should.
Yeah, like
the TISM meter?
Maybe TISM. I'm thinking something more like 2 takes.
2 takes. 3
takes up. That's dumb.
That sounds really terrible.
Yeah, it's bad.
We'll get back to you on that.
We'll figure that out. We'll workshop that a little bit.
Probably the most exciting news of the week, or I guess most important, is we have Spider-Man Brand New Day got announced.
Yeah, I hate the name, man. Got to be honest with you. I think it's the name of a comic. Am I wrong?
I don't know. I don't think so. However, it is a play off of Doomsday, and it takes place in between Doomsday and Secret Wars.
Oh, you're saying it's Brand New Day versus Doomsday?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's the whole point of it.
I thought it was more like Brand New Day because everyone forgets about him.
Part of it, yeah.
I'm sure it's a double.
I mean, I'm sure they're gonna continue the story there, but I think this is pretty much cementing the fact that he's not going to be in Doomsday. Lance, I'm so sorry.
I would say not in like a
official capacity.
Yeah.
No, I think
might do a little pop in, jump sets.
Like I said, he will be in Battle World. So I'm not concerned at all about him not being in Secret Wars, but I do not think he's part of the plot for Doomsday.
Honestly, there's so many other characters. I don't know that it's even necessary. I think we're gonna have a lot of X-Men stuff.
We're gonna have a lot. It's essentially the Avengers versus X-Men, which is happened in the comics.
Swag. I'm excited for that.
I'm excited. Did you read? Okay. Anyways, later today or tomorrow, I will have an article up on my favorite theory on what Doomsday is actually about.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Did you read my theory?
I haven't yet.
No? Okay. Long story short, folks, just the abridged version. Dr. Doom turns the Void that from the TVA, eliminates the TVA and turns the Void into Battle World, and then brings the only parts of the multiverse that he wants into the Void and destroys everything else. And that's how we finally come to an end of the multiverse saga.
So he's just going around killing Earths to protect everybody else?
Yeah. So in the comics, he finds out that I go into this a little more detail in the article, but essentially in the comics, he finds out that essentially that these incursions are happening. Mm-hmm. Okay. And he's like, well, the only way that I can save the world that I'm a part of is if essentially the way you stop an incursion is you have to destroy one of the Earths.
Okay.
The two that are incurring. So you destroy one of the Earths. So essentially he goes around, he manages to get a hold of the Beyonders' powers. Do you know who the Beyonders are?
Are they like those weird 3D space people?
Kind of.
Okay. Did you watch What If?
Yeah.
So
some of it.
Is it that guy?
No, the Beyonder hasn't been in any of the Marvel stuff so far.
I gotta look at.
I don't believe so. But there is the Beyonder, and there's the Beyonders. Not to be confused. The Beyonder is like a baby Beyonders, if that makes sense. But essentially, Shane, I'm looking at IMDb right now. Essentially, Doctor Doom comes across, he creates a bomb to destroy a whole bunch of Beyonders, which are like uber powerful beings from outside of the multiverse. They were able to...
From the beyond.
They're from the beyond. They kill anything that comes in their path. Just destroy it. Even the... so you have like power structure of Marvel, which is like the one above all, and then you have the Living Tribunal.
Okay.
And then you have like Eternity, and you have like the main sources of power for the universe, right?
Yeah.
The Beyonders bitch slap the Living Tribunal. Just 3 of them kick the shit out of this guy in the comics, kill him. So they actually come across a dead Living Tribunal in one of the comics, and they're like, "Oh my god, how the hell did this thing fall?" Mm-hmm. It's the Beyonders. It's really, really cool. Anyways, Doctor Doom kills a whole bunch of them somehow with this massive bomb, steals all of their powers, and then goes across the multiverse, destroying them to save Earth.
Okay.
And I think what he's going to do, since they've brought in the TVA now, they're going to take the TVA and like their little, the little bombs that eliminate timelines.
Oh yeah, those little things.
Yeah. So if you remember Loki, at the very end of Loki, he's sitting in his little throne, right? And essentially he has his hands wrapped around all the timelines.
Yeah.
All the timelines are touching, and they're all going to be occurring at some point. So you really need one bomb to wipe out the entire tree. And then there's one timeline that was created in What If, the TV show. Stephen Strange created one timeline outside of the actual tree that is not affected by anything. And that's where the void is.
That's your theory. This is a... Golly.
You've heard it here first.
What a workup there.
It's happening. That's happening. Watch.
Okay.
Sit back and watch. That's Doomsday.
It makes me want to re-up my Marvel Unlimited. Just watch read all those comics.
It's cool. I can't take full credit for this. Comics Explained and heavy spoilers. Shout out those guys.
So you're combining a couple theories here?
A little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, a little bit. Comics Explained is great. He's a YouTube channel. He does like massive, like 4-hour breakdowns of like huge theories.
He's like Star Wars. Is that Star Wars Explained? With the
I think it's somebody totally separate.
Okay.
But Comics it might be the same guy. I don't know.
I love Star Wars Explained.
However, he has done a whole bunch of like huge explained videos about like The Boys. I'm a huge fan of The Boys. But he has like a history of The Boys, which is about 4.5 hours long.
Okay. I'm
not a big reader, but I am a big watcher, and I will watch all the YouTube videos. Don't cut that and ruin me. I'm not. Don't cut that. All right. Anyways, I do love the comic stuff.
But yes, so in a roundabout way, Spider-Man, brand new day. I'm excited for that.
I'm excited for it. It's gonna be awesome.
I think it'll be cool.
They're never gonna let Tom Holland out of this contract.
No.
He is going to play the same thing as Wolverine Boy. He is going to play that character forever.
Yeah, he's going to come back when he's like 50. I mean, it is cool though they got him so young. He can play so many different versions of the character. I would love to see him.
He's not aging
forever.
Isn't he almost? He's 30 now, right?
I don't know, but he looks 24.
I don't know. He can play 18, 19 years old.
Well, he's been playing a high schooler for a while.
Yeah, he's not aging. I think it's something to do with Zendaya. I got to be honest. She's putting something.
He just needs to wear the mustache that he had in Lost City of Z or something forever.
Yep.
I don't know.
In a slight turn, some more Marvel news. We do have a return of James Spader as Ultron. They announced a Vision series. I think James Spader is fantastic, and I think he played a great Ultron.
Yeah, I wonder if maybe he'll play the guy from Blacklist.
He essentially does already.
That's true. He's mean.
He essentially does, just way meaner.
Very nice.
That's the news.
That's a lot going on this week. And CinemaCon is still going on, so as we hear more, we'll actually, if you want to stay up to date on all of the CinemaCon news, follow us on Twitter, Threads, and what's the other one? Blue Sky with the butterfly. Feel free not to do that one.
Yeah, get over there.
Yeah, we've been updating about CinemaCon daily as news comes out. Follow us there. Take Pod. And at Triple Take Pod on all socials.
We're getting better at this social thing.
Yeah, we're trying. We're getting better.
Look out
for Zach's theory coming soon.
Yes, I will post that probably tomorrow. We're filming this on a Thursday. That'll probably be out by tomorrow morning. I'm going to post that. You'll see it on Twitter. And then I know Lance has at least 2 articles left, and I will post those as well.
Yes. All right. So,
what you been watching, man?
what have I been watching? Good question. There's a lot of things that are coming out that I'm preparing for, kind of like a rewatch. So one of those this week for me was Last of Us. I'm on like episode 4. Gosh, I love that show. It's so good. I can't believe you stopped.
I stopped at episode 6. So I just saw the weird like mall part, right? And then
yep.
I remember specifically the last thing that I saw was Old Man Winter got his head ripped off by one of the big boy mutant things.
Oh yes, the huge
Zombies?
one. Yeah. It crawls out of the hole.
Comes out of a whole bunch of them come out of that little hole. And Old Man Winter, who has the biggest gun I've ever seen, I figured, I mean, The Rock was crying in his room by himself because he didn't have a bigger gun than this guy. But his head got pulled off. So I stopped there.
Yeah, that guy sucked. I wasn't sad to see him go. So
no, everybody in that episode, like they're like the like a little militia type thing.
Yeah.
They're all assholes.
They suck.
Yeah. I think that these zombie movies, what they really teach you is that it's not the zombies you got to worry about. It's everybody else.
Yes.
It's people.
They kind of beat you over the head with that. That's kind of the...
People suck, man.
They do.
God damn it, people suck.
They're really not great.
No, I think I'm going to pick up on The Last of Us here again, but... Because
we're really close. We're like a week and a half away. So I'm just really, really amped for that to come back.
Yeah.
I also watched No Country for Old Men. I've rewatched that, probably 15 times.
I have never seen that movie.
What?
I know.
Zach.
I know. As soon as I saw it on your list, I thought, I really got to pick that up.
It's so good.
I've only ever heard good things.
We got There Will Be Blood. Do you know that they filmed at the same time? Have you heard that before?
Really?
They had to shut down production for No Country for Old Men because of the huge the oil dike fire was in the background of one of their shots, and shit.
Well, that ruins the whole thing.
Ruined that for us.
God damn it! It's like there's only one desert.
Honestly, that's gonna roll us into our discussion topic really well. That's actually what kind of sparked it for me. Kind of going with that. But yeah, I watched that, and then Daredevil. The new episode of Daredevil was pretty good. There's been some interesting stuff. I don't know that you have a lot to add to this because you haven't watched it. There was a lot of production issues with this current season of Daredevil. Apparently, the production team or whoever was overseeing the show running really only had up until this episode their hands in it.
Oh, really?
So the new team has the next 2 episodes. There was a lot of reshoots. So they did a lot of reshoots and then sprinkled in new stuff into whatever they had before. And then these last 2 episodes are taken over by the new team. So
are you worried about quality?
I think it's okay for now. There are just a lot of issues with the choreography cutting. There's a part where, I'm not going to spoil anything really, but a character gets harpooned with his... Okay, so in 2003, Daredevil, his baton has you can shoot it. He flicks it,
Yeah.
It's got a harpoon thing on the end.
Oh, yeah. Well, he does, he points it at Kingpin and...
It stabs him.
Yeah.
Well, that happened to another dude, and he, rips him down. The guy's running away, he shoots him in the back, sticks through his chest, and he pulls him to the ground. So he does that, but then it immediately cuts to this part. It just, cuts to, a weird medium shot of him just, grimacing and pulling, and it just looks bad.
Not good.
No. But it's the same shot reframe, it's...
Well, they all can't be
the 180
bangers.
rule. I don't know. I don't know. It was weird.
Not every episode can be a banger, especially if you don't have the same director for all episodes. That rarely happens.
Yeah, that specific shot though, it has really stuck out, and I've seen it play over and over again on Twitter. People are. I'm not the only one upset about it.
It's just like The Irishman, and when Frank kills the guy while walking by, it jump cuts a weird little.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, it's it's very similar.
Yeah, it's a weird jump cut. It's almost like they probably looked at it and watched it about 18 times, and then thought, good enough.
So as a video editor myself, you do kind of fall into this trance where you just almost get used to it, and then you have a new set of eyes look at it, and they're like, "What the heck is that?" And it's I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
you just kind of it's I don't know.
Well, you start living in this world of you've seen it so many times, so like you don't see it all of a sudden.
Just becomes normal. It's a normalization, I think.
Yeah.
Like a micro normalization.
Yep.
But yeah, so I watched that. It's a pretty good week for.
Not bad.
Yeah.
I was actually kind of worried that I wouldn't have a whole lot to talk about because I didn't really start watching things until a couple days ago. But I have managed to sneak in 2 episodes of The Studio.
I didn't get on that. How is it?
It's a lot better than I thought it would. Because Seth Rogen, for me, has kind of fallen off the last few years. I think that he just gets high all the time, and I think it's
become his entire personality.
It's kind of become his whole personality that he just gets high a lot.
Yeah.
Zero problems with that, by the way. However, that's just his personality now, and so it kind of...
It would have killed in 2014.
Yeah, it just kind of irritates me now. But I will say the only thing bad about the show, and I hope they slow it down, is the pacing is extremely fast.
Really?
Yes. So, like, the camera is always moving. They are always on the go. They're always walking.
Like, kind of like Succession, but, like, sped up?
It's faster. Yeah,
really?
Very, very fast. And so the pacing is quick. You have to really pay attention if you want to know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what it's supposed to simulate is, like, I guess, kind of real life, how things move, and everyone's on coke, so they're always just running 1,000 miles a minute. Coke is a huge part of the show, by the way. Everyone's on coke, so it probably is partially why it's going so fast.
A mile a minute.
Yeah.
That fast.
But no, the first episodes were fine. Not really any issues there. It's good. Apple TV is putting out good stuff.
That's good. I'm glad for them.
I did watch Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets.
Oh, good one.
You know, it was a fun watch.
I love Myrtle.
Yeah, she's great. Moaning Myrtle.
Until like a few years ago, I thought it was Radcliffe dressed up as a girl.
Shut up. Really?
Dead serious.
So supposedly the girl who plays Moaning Myrtle in the movie is like 40 years old.
That wouldn't surprise me. She has like that voice actor kind of vibe to her, like a Simpsons character or something like that. That's actually like a 90-year-old woman.
No, she's like 40 years old apparently. Correct me if I'm wrong, but she's old. I started watching Andor again, and specifically because season 2's coming out. I guess I stopped watching after 4 episodes. I don't 100% know why. I think it's because House of the Dragon came out, and I just like gave up everything else. But I'm 2 episodes into Andor, and it's reignited my love for Star Wars.
Oh, yes. By the way, the House of the Dragon thing tracks.
Yeah.
Disappointing, but continue.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. House of the Dragon is now filming. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. Very excited.
Yes.
But seeing Cassian on screen again, it reminds me of like that original Han Solo character just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I love how how Andor ends because that's where Rogue One picks up essentially.
Yeah.
I just really like Cassian and that character. And I don't think there's any bad characters in Andor.
No, I agree. There's there are definitely some annoying characters, but like kind of purposefully.
I like here's 2 things I'll say about it and I'll move on. A, you've got a Skarsgård in there. You give me any Skarsgård for any reason, I'm a huge fan of all the Skarsgårds. They all act great. They're all fantastic. And then 2, I love that they've got like their own R2-D2 BB-8 robot in Andor, but they don't make him like a centerpiece character, and they're not selling merch with his fucking name on it. He's like a stuttering robot, and it almost like in the first episode, obviously, Cassian murders Bimo. Cassian murders somebody on accident in the first episode, and he has to like get off world.
Accidentally murders one dude and then straight up murders the other.
Well, a little column A,
little
column B. But the cool thing that I thought that I didn't catch the first time is that when he goes back to his robot and he's like, "What was I doing last night?" And the robot's like, "Well, I don't know. You weren't here." He gives the robot a story, and he's like, "I need you to lie for me if anybody asks." And the robot expresses that like it'll take more power reserve to lie.
It's more computing power.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
a throwaway detail, but it just flushes out the world.
It uses more energy for like a human to lie, so therefore, why wouldn't it do the same thing to a robot?
I suppose so.
I guess, right? I thought that was a cool thing.
As far as shows go, or even I guess just projects in general that have predetermined endings, prequels, and things that are filling in gaps. Mm-hmm. For a show, I think it can very easily become a problem for those things.
Yeah,
and Andor doesn't have any of those.
No, I think that it's a thing that a lot of TV shows fall into, is that like it becomes a success and then the production company is like, let's write it until it dies.
Mhm.
And like one of the best case scenarios for this was like, Succession was fantastic at this. And then also there's a show called The Newsroom.
Oh yeah, Joe Rogan, right? Oh no, that's
no,
that's news radio.
Yeah, that's okay. Anyways, there's a show called The Newsroom. They knew exactly how they wanted to start it. They knew what things they wanted to cover, and then they knew how to end it right away. So it was only 3 seasons, and then it was over with.
Yeah.
Succession, they really knew how it was going to end at the very beginning. And so like I love when TV shows have a very clear beginning, middle, and end, and they just call it when they call it, rather than like, I mean, I love The Office, but also we got like 4 more seasons of that than we really needed.
Yeah, they should have went the Seinfeld route. Like, go out while you're on top.
Yeah.
And just, ride that forever.
Yeah, I just really am glad that Andor physically can't do that, because the characters, unless they want to go back in time, but I don't think they will. But no, Andor doesn't seem like they're going to be doing that. I did watch some more Daredevil. I'm now on episode 10 of season 1, and I restarted Ozark. I love me some Marty Bird. And Wendy's a bitch. I hate Wendy. God damn it.
Wendy.
Reignited my fucking passion for hating that character.
What a cheater.
God, what a piece of shit she is. Marty's trying his fucking hardest every goddamn day, Wendy, and you ruin it every fucking day. I hate Wendy.
I honestly, it's just bliss when her son turns into a little Marty.
Yeah, a little Marty.
Yep.
He's a little asshole, and she's like
Jonah, right? Is that
Jonah?
It? Yeah.
Yeah. What a stupid name, but also fuck Wendy. I don't care.
Yeah, Wendy sucks.
Yeah, Wendy sucks. All right, that's what I've been watching. Anyways, Lance has said he's been watching Daredevil, Severance, Moana 2.
Okay.
I saw that on his list.
Thanks for that, Lance.
Lance explained that, you idiot. And then he said he also watched the studio. I'm excited to see if his take is the same as mine. I think he'll think, you watch 1 episode of the studio and tell me the pacing's not crazy fast.
And we'll do that, and I'll let you know.
Okay, let's talk about the discussion topic for the day.
Yeah, so this is mine, pulled from the brain of me. Kind of sparked by watching No Country for Old Men, which came out in 2007. Topic of the week, was 2007 the last true year of movies? That's what we got to work with. I'll let you start it off.
So I think that the answer is maybe. Just to give you guys a little history lesson here, I was 17 in 2007, and I remember movies fondly from that time period, watching movies when I was in high school, and you were allowed to say and do all the things that you wanted to say and do, and there was no police after you, essentially, and things were funnier back then, and I think that you could get away with a lot more stuff putting it on camera, but you can't really do that these days. And so I would say that I think we are beginning to see like a return to normalcy, for instance, in a lot of pop culture. But I do have a feeling it's the same thing with like music. You tend to like the music that you liked when you were growing up for the rest of your life, right? I'm 34 and I still love My Chemical Romance. I have no childhood angst left in me, or teenage angst, but I still love My Chemical Romance.
Yep.
I think you do the same thing with movies and TV shows when you were a kid, is that you romanticize the shit out of it, and you think, man, that was absolutely incredible. But then maybe sometimes you look back and you're like, was it good? I don't know.
It's a nostalgia thing for sure. I mean, your memories are tainted. I mean, they're exactly that. You remember it how you choose to remember. So I agree. 2007 though really produced some phenomenal films. There Will Be Blood, No Country for Old Men, Into the Wild, 28 Weeks Later. Those are like critically acclaimed movies. Then we got some fun but not good.
Darjeeling Unlimited.
What?
The Darjeeling Unlimited.
I don't know. What the hell is that?
You never watched it, dude?
No.
What?
I don't know what you're saying.
That is a Wes Anderson movie. The whole movie takes place on a train.
I've not seen that one.
No?
No.
It's honestly, of Wes Anderson, I think it's his best movie.
Oh, no. Nothing beats Grand Budapest. I love the Grand Budapest Hotel. I got to watch that.
I got to tell you, I think Jason Schwartzman, Adrian Brody, and Owen Wilson kill it.
Well, you just named the 3 Wes Anderson.
To kill it. Sorry.
Yeah.
Charlie Wilson's War, a very good movie. Did you ever see that?
I don't think so.
It's
of the ones that I've mentioned, I've seen them all. That additional ones would include The Assassination of Jesse James and By the Coward Robert Ford, and Disturbia, which is a Shia LaBeouf film where he's kind of creepy.
Yeah. I remember watching
but
that.
But he kills the bad guy, so he's not creepy.
He does kill the bad guy. I also think that 2007 was the end of like that weird Rob Schneider run where it's like, Rob Schneider is a stapler. And it's like, why? You know what I mean?
Yeah, like,
because he was
like
a zookeeper.
Like Animal, whatever.
Yeah.
Where he's, yeah.
He like changed places, like the Hot Chick or whatever. That was Rob Schneider. There was one where he was like...
Whatever Adam Sandler wrote for him.
Yeah, he just did all of it. But anyways, 2007 was a movie called Big Stan, and I don't remember anything about it.
Speaking of Adam Sandler, I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry, 2007.
Yes.
And, oh my gosh, I didn't even realize, 310 to Yuma, the remake with Russell Crowe and Christian Bale. I freaking love that movie.
Good movie.
Phenomenal movie.
The Kingdom? That was good?
Wait. Was that
Jamie Foxx?
Jamie Foxx, yes, that's what I was going to say.
Jamie Foxx was in that?
So, I mean...
know we're just literally Googling movies that happened in 2007.
But
Blades of Glory.
See, that's kind of what I'm getting at.
What does it mean?
Though. Death at a Funeral?
No one knows what it means.
It's just a lot of these... I mean, across the board, good movies.
Yep.
Whether they're good and fun or just fun, they're all just watchable and just... a really nice spread of really good movies. And I just don't think we get that anymore. It's just not, it just doesn't happen.
No, I think we have a lot of movies nowadays that are really trying to push an agenda on, like, they need to have some kind of, not necessarily push an agenda. They just have to have some kind of like deeper meaning. And I think that we don't always need to have that.
My only argument for that would be, it's a lot more in your face now.
Yeah.
Let's say, to an extent, there's always been, meaning, and it's just they're not as good at weaving it in and hiding it, or at least not making it so obvious. Now it's almost a selling point. Or it tries to be. I
would argue that they were better at storytelling back in the day. Mm-hmm. They actually tried to make like good characters.
We're getting all these COVID filmmakers now that don't know nothing.
They don't know a damn thing. But they actually, we sound like a couple of old fucking guys right now. But I feel like they used to try to create characters for a plot that they thought up, the movie that they were making, and then had them act and do a certain thing. Mm-hmm. And then that was what pushed,
like, truly original characters and original plot lines and stories. It just, we don't get that. It doesn't sell now. It doesn't put butts in seats like it used to. I think that kind of pairs with the downfall of the theater.
You don't have anyone taking chances on something new.
Yeah, it used to be like, hey, let's go watch a movie. No one wants to leave their house now. Like, oh, we have a free night. Let's go take a chance on this crappy, low-budget movie.
It also doesn't help that the movies is so expensive now for no reason. I mean, you really, if God help you if you go to the snack bar, because you're not getting out of there for less than $30 to see a movie.
Yep.
But if you go to the snack bar, it's like you're paying, I think the last time I went, it was like $7 or $8 for a drink.
See, I agree with you. It can't be both ways, though. You can't have expensive tickets and expensive concessions.
Agreed.
It's kind of one or the other.
Yeah. We all know that like movie theaters make all their money on the concessions, but God damn it. You gotta make a
work with me here.
Work with me here. I want to go to your place,
100%.
but I can't.
Yeah.
I'm not going to finance this trip.
And we talked about it last week, too. I mean, I think the only thing really keeping the theaters open now is, like, the programs like Stubs and MoviePass. Well, MoviePass is a bad example. They no longer exist. But just that sort of...
AMC Stubs.
Yes, a subscription-based, program rather than,
I feel like there's so many... everyone is used to just putting their credit card in and having, like, auto payments deduct now that... how many subscriptions do you have that you forget about?
So freaking many.
Freaking many. This isn't a ad for Chime or whatever, that Rocket Money. However, I don't know. I could have subscribed to AMC A-List at some point and forgot about it. I don't know.
I mean, 20 bones a month. They have caught on. They caught on a little bit. Lance and I actually abused it for a little while. We would, because you get 3 movies a week, and it doesn't matter what kind. Because, I mean, IMAX tickets are much more expensive than the standard or like even Dolby Digital. But you could buy that for $20 and then watch the movie that you want, and then just cancel it, and then you kind of hope that 2 movies come out in the month, and in your head.
Oh shit!
But if you do it now, if you buy it and then cancel, there's like a 3-month waiting thing before you can use it again.
Oh.
So they've caught on a little bit, but they're kind of shooting themselves in the foot.
What if
because
you just change your email?
I believe there's some sort of ID.
Oh, there is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Driver's license or something like that.
I'm just looking at movies that came out in like the last 6, 7, 8. Idiocracy came out in 2006.
Is it really? What the heck?
Yeah.
See, like I don't want to like inflate this in any way. Like I'm not saying that there are no more good movies. I just think 2007 may have marked the downfall, or at least the start of it.
When did the first streaming services hit, like the mainstream?
That was like our first episode that we talked about how streaming services have destroyed movies as we know it.
So it changed. Okay. Netflix actually started. Do you want to guess?
I bet it was like 2001.
1998.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Well, that's when they were doing the mail stuff. So I don't know that you can go. I don't know if you can go off of that. When did they start?
Holy shit. Netflix began offering streaming content in 2007.
No way.
Not kidding you.
What did I say?
I mean, there's some kind of correlation here. Streaming ruined everything.
It really has.
Or did it just change it?
So I think we're also overlooking the fact that there was a massive recession that started in 2008, which is 1 year later than 2007, for those of you that can do quick math. I think that had a big deal. It definitely didn't not have an effect. There was something there that...
It didn't really take full effect until like 2010, they're saying. Essentially
I remember going with my dad to see Revenge of the Sith, and that was 2005. And it was just like, yeah, let's go see it. And then like the next week, we went and saw like Ghost Rider or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Like it was just something that you did to fill the time. And now you can do that from your couch.
Yeah.
And it's just...
I don't think that movie, like the producers and whatnot, I don't think these... they don't see a whole lot of money from streaming services.
The problem that I have is that if they're going to, like, we're kind of in this middle zone where I almost preferred it in COVID. Like when the movies, like Dune came out, and then it was video on demand like a week later.
Yep.
I'm kind of for that. I know I might not be in the the right boat per se, but if you want to stay home and watch, but still pay full price, like theater price, like that's kind of your prerogative. If you want to do that, then the production companies and the whoever's doing that streaming software or whatever, they get their money.
The way you fix this is, I'm sorry to say, but it really is just like HBO. Okay, so for instance, with The Matrix or Dune or Godzilla, I remember watching those movies on HBO while they were in theaters, if like the day of, if not like a week later.
Yeah.
The reason that the studios got so mad at HBO is because the studios signed a terrible deal. Yeah. With HBO. And HBO's walking off like a bandit, being like, fuck you, I just made a bunch of fucking money here.
Yeah, they don't care.
The studio just signed a bad deal because they didn't I don't know. So be mad at yourself for signing a bad deal.
We're the one reaping the bad benefits.
But also, if they would have told me that I could have watched The Matrix at midnight on launch day for, call it $20, I don't care, I would have just paid the $20 to watch it.
Yeah.
I don't have to go to the movies. I can have my own refreshments in my house, and I can be on my fucking couch.
See, that's what, okay.
Sign a better deal. That isn't the streaming service's fault.
Agreed, 100%.
Yeah.
The other thing that has just kind of occurred to me, the theater experience and like theater etiquette is just totally different now.
It's gotten so much worse.
People talk in their phones. Honestly, I think cell phones is a huge thing, the smartphone.
Yeah.
But like, I go to we're from Fort Wayne. If we go to the AMC here, unless it's like a Marvel movie opening night, even those are still not that great.
Yeah.
The experience, I won't say the movie, but it depends on the movie. it's bad. People are screaming. Like there's
talking.
there's
People
no
are on their
etiquette.
phones. They're eating or drinking way too fucking loud.
Yeah.
Let's face it.
There's no sense of personal.
The floors are fucking
responsibility.
sticky.
Yeah.
The seats are dirty, and there's always fucking gum under my goddamn cup holder.
Oh yeah. Yep.
So like, here's the thing. I remember when. So, like you said, we're in Fort Wayne. I remember when those big lounge chairs went into the
Regal.
theater on DuPont.
Yep, at Regal.
Yeah, so there's a theater around us. They put in like lazy boy recliners.
That's Coldwater, but yeah.
Coldwater. Those were sick, and now they are destroyed because people are incapable of having nice things.
People are disgusting.
Yeah, treat things well, and they will last.
Yeah, honestly, I think that's probably why AMC never switched over. There was some hearsay talk around the town that they were going to be the ultimate spot in town to watch a movie because they were going to have those seats.
Yeah.
Well, one, it just kills the number of seats that you can have, especially in an IMAX showing.
Yep.
Where honestly, there's really not a bad spot. But especially if you were to have the reclined seats, that would be the perfect experience for me. They're just not going to do it.
It all starts going down you had the inevitability of people, they didn't know this in 2007, 2008, but you had people slowing down going to the movies. Mm-hmm. Therefore, the theater is bringing in less top line revenue. And then they put in these awesome seats that cost an arm and a leg to replace them. So you have less top line coming in. You have more expensive upkeep. Those things don't go together.
Big business guy.
They don't go together. You can't fix them.
So you're saying it's a business issue?
I think so.
So, I mean, it's kind of to wrap up the discussion. I think that there is not one thing that you can point to, but I do think that 2007 is at least a milestone or a marker of the downfall of movies for an amalgam of reasons.
Considering that's when most of the I just looked up just for fun here, Hulu, when it came out, it was in 2008. So considering that pretty much all the streaming started in 2007, 2008 to 2012 was, I think, HBO. Mm-hmm. So you had the big three popped up right around that time. It just completely changes the way that movies can be made. Because you got a lot more stuff being made specifically for the streaming services. Mm-hmm. You got less people going out to theaters. And now we talked about it on the first podcast, like you said, you don't really have a movie going to DVD anymore. You have movie going to streaming. And so the movie, let's say the film has a budget of, we'll take Snow White, for instance. The film has a budget of around $250 million. Mm-hmm. In order for it to make its money back, it's like 2.5 times whatever the budget is, because you have the actual budget of the movie, which is about $250.
Yeah, and you have P&A.
You have P&A, which is another literally double that. That's the amount of money they're going to spend on marketing. So there's 500, and then an extra 100 million for a buffer for whatever else that they've got.
There's just no back end.
There's no back end.
There's no chance to make up that.
The producers and the studios hope to make a good chunk of money on the initial release of the movie and then releasing it worldwide.
Well, that's why.
And then you get a big chunk of money when it goes to DVD, because then you can sell the DVD copies. Yep. But you don't get that anymore.
It's not. No. It's, honestly, physical media as a whole is dead.
Gone.
Specifically with the Switch stuff this week. Did you see that?
No.
So the games are now $80 a piece, and the physical games are $90. And you still have to download the game. It's literally just like it's a thing. It has a code
CD
on
key.
it.
Yeah, it's a CD key.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Yeah, I don't like. I mean, not to get too much into video games, but I do appreciate like the old days of having the copy and putting it in, and like that was my ticket to play. Yep. And now, when you have an online
a midnight release, you get to stay up, and it's an experience.
That
now
was a good time.
There's nothing. It's like
I remember going to Call of Duty midnight releases or Halo midnight releases. Yep. And what a great time that was. And kids don't have that now. They just stay up till midnight and they download a video game and then they play it.
Hey, and not even that. You can pre-download it like a week before.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, stupid.
I just think that you are paying the same, if not a little bit more than what you used to be able to. And now you have most games coming out that are launched half-baked, and then you're being sold the fucking add-ons later.
Yep.
This isn't a video game podcast, but you'll get me going.
Yeah, that's not hard to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, I mean, 2007, was it the last year of truly good movies? I think yes and no.
Time will tell.
Time will tell.
Time will tell.
Time will tell.
All right. Do we want to get into the next discussion topic?
So we also have to talk about the movie we watched this week.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I think we can come back.
Where are we at?
We're at 50 minutes.
Okay.
So I think let's do a little. We'll do one more discussion topic, and then we'll fill it out, and then we'll get right into our movie of the week, which is Daredevil 2003.
Ben
Affleck.
Yeah. Our second discussion topic was just kind of like a general like movie adaptations from books or video games or comics.
We really left the door wide open.
Kind of whatever. We wrote down some of our favorites and least favorites here, and the top of the list was Halo.
Notable mentions for sure. Yeah, Halo. Yeah. I'm gonna say bottom tier adaptation.
So, I was the biggest Halo fan.
Yeah, I mean, one of the most well-known, if not the most well-known video game character,
Master Chief,
ever.
You essentially had Halo. You had Halo 1, which was like the first-person shooter.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you had Halo 2, which was like the best multiplayer experience, and you had dual wielding and all the good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then Halo 3 kind of brought all the things together, and it was a triumphant return to the Master Chief. And then they kind of went downhill after that. But
ODST.
We don't have to.
Crap, yep.
Yeah. But Paramount Plus picked up the Halo franchise, and this has been in development for 10, 15 years now at this point.
Yeah.
Halo.
There was a movie in development. At
Sony.
There may be some. I believe there was a couple that were.
Yeah.
They got far and then killed, and then vice versa.
Well, I think that always their problem was like, how do we do this, and how do we do justice to it?
Mm-hmm.
And Paramount picked it up and said, "Don't worry, gang, we've got it." And then they fucking fumbled that ball so hard.
I think the problem with adaptations is you have one very big decision to make up front.
Yeah.
Do we rehash storylines and like game history or book history or whatever it is, or do we go completely different and just kind of sandbox it and use the same characters and do whatever we want? And it's very obvious that Halo did a little bit of a hybrid, but then towards the end kind of just did whatever the hell they wanted. There's definitely there's the Fall of Reach. There's all of this stuff with the Spartan training program and all that.
There's very extensive like lore behind Halo, and there's a lot of books.
Mm-hmm.
They could have went a lot of directions.
If we're gonna stay on Halo, the biggest thing for me that is just such a slap in the face of the fans is he never takes his helmet off.
Yeah.
And if he does, you never see his face.
Yep.
It's always like a clever cutaway or something.
Yep.
Buddy takes his helmet off like the first episode.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
So
the problem with casting someone in so you have a show, right? You're going to go. You have all this script.
I'm waiting because I have a great point.
Yeah.
Yep.
You have all these things, and you want to cast someone of notability to get people to come and watch it. Which I don't know why they went with Liev Schreiber's brother.
Terrible.
What's his name? Carl or something like that?
Who fucking knows? Who cares?
He's bad.
Guy sucks.
He's got it's like someone put a normal person's head in a vice and squeezed it together a little bit and then let go, and that's what you got.
The same thing happened in Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Mandalorians do not take their helmet off.
And here we are.
The very first chance they get, that helmet pops off.
At least that was a plot point, though.
Yeah.
For this, though, they just wanted to toss it out.
Shock value.
The worst is whenever you have, something like an IP of this, scale, I guess, for lack of a better term, where everyone knows the big thing. That's the big thing. He doesn't take his helmet off. And then you get these writers in that have nothing, that haven't played the video game ever. They don't pay attention to anything. And then they desecrate the lore. It's so unfortunate.
So, do you know why he never takes his helmet off?
No.
Okay, so this is back history lore, and only if you would have purchased the Halo 3 special awesome edition and got like the second bonus DVD, which is like the making of the game and all the things.
Okay.
The creators, Bungie.
So there's nothing like in game.
No.
Okay.
Not that I know of. Because you do see he's a real scrawny, tiny little pale kid in Spartan training camp, and Master Chief's not really like expertly good at anything. He's kind of just lucky and he's a good leader. Yep. But in the actual like the making of the game, they went into in depth specifically about a couple different things. they don't let him take the helmet off, or they don't show him with the helmet off, because they want for the player to be able to view themselves in the suit. So it's like you are the one who's doing all this stuff. They want you to be able to relate as well to the character as you possibly can. If you don't put a face to a name or a face to what's happening, you can relate to that character better. And then they mentioned that the second biggest thing in that ending, or in the second DVD, was like giant on-screen deaths. They were like, do you let the character kill the boss, or do you actually just do that in a cutscene? That was a huge part of it. And in the first episode of the Paramount Plus version, A, he kills something big, and then B, takes his fucking helmet off, and I canceled my Paramount subscription literally the second after that happened.
So I feel like you have to give it. We're bashing on it big time. The only thing I think that they did okay with was the elites and the arbiter and all that stuff. I think that those looked okay.
I think it looked aggressively okay, but whenever something moved or ran,
yeah, no, I agree.
There
was no weight to it. It's too floaty.
Pretty bad. But yeah, I remember being extremely excited for this to come out.
Yeah,
and then
same.
I paid for a month of Paramount Plus.
I just don't understand why they went so heavy on the relationship with him and Halsey.
Yeah.
It was interesting to flesh out, but like,
the relationship is Cortana.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, it's Cortana. It's, for those of you who don't know, Cortana is his little AI helper, right? Who exists in his helmet.
It is hot.
It was hot, but she's on a little SD card that he pops in his helmet. That's his like best friend, his helper, his ride or die. Yes. And like in this, he's in love with Dr. Halsey, kind of.
Yeah, it's like this weird like Freudian mother.
Yeah, there's a weird sexual tension.
It's gross.
Why did you do it? Anyways, boo Halo.
Boo Halo.
Boo Paramount Plus. Fuck you.
A good one that we did get, and I know you're gonna disagree with me big time.
Oh God.
I'm a huge fan of the Lord of the Rings adaptations. Minus, I know a lot of you are gonna freak out. Minus Rings of Power. I'm about 50-50 on Rings of Power, but the Steven Jackson ones, or Peter Jackson, excuse me. The Peter Jackson Lord of the Rings films, I am a massive fan of. Specifically, Fellowship, Two Towers, and Return of the King. The Hobbit, I am also kind of 50-50 on.
I think there is only one return, and it's of the Jedi.
It's like the first thing you ever told me.
Yeah, so here's the thing. I don't have a problem with people who like Lord of the Rings. I've tried to like Lord of the Rings. I've genuinely tried. I've watched the first Lord of the Rings movie at least 4 times.
What?
And I have fallen asleep.
One of my favorite
every
films.
time when they're like crossing that initial bridge, and he says like, "You shall not pass that part."
Yeah.
I don't know why. I fall asleep. Like I don't know if it's like if I've been programmed into hear that phrase, and I just fall. I don't know, but I just fall asleep. I've tried. It's not good. I think it's a movie, a trilogy of a lot of walking. It's a lot of walking.
Yeah, but it's what they're talking about. And it's the journey. It's the grandeur of everything. I love it. Love it.
It's fun. If you like Lord of the Rings, you're wrong.
You're huge on saying it's aggressively okay. It's aggressively fucking great.
Well, okay, so if we're gonna go with Lord of the Rings, the next best adaptation, in my opinion, is Game of Thrones.
I think so that one's a unique one because he was the writer of the original.
And let's go
Martin
seasons 1 through like 5.
That's what I was gonna say. Honestly, some may even say 1 through 4.
1 through 4 is when I think at 4 is when the books kind of end. 5 and 6 are still kind of you're on track. 7
well, they're still like dealing with things that have happened in 4.
Yeah,
and then once they've kind of wrapped those up, everything kind of hits the fan.
I love Game of Thrones. I don't care. I also think that House of the Dragon is a good adaptation from that.
I actually really like House of the Dragon.
It's a different. If you've read any of House of the Dragon or like any of the lore or anything, it's a different kind of book. It's more of like a history.
Yeah.
And so that is left up a lot to interpretation because there's a lot of different people who give their like little opinions of what happened in the book. And then the show is showing us exactly what really transpired.
Yeah, to the point where it's almost like alternate history too, because so many people have different memories.
Different opinions.
Yeah.
But no, Game of Thrones is great. The other one that I had on here that I thought was just phenomenal is Harry Potter. And this goes back to, we had a lot of comments from last episode
Yeah.
about a songbird and the stupid
Let me
snake.
say it. I have to say it. Okay. So the problem that we have
Mm-hmm.
is that if the adaptation is a book, reading that book should not be a requirement to watch the movie. Like, it just
I don't
drives me nuts.
I don't like to use the word should in an argument, so I'm not going to. Reading the book, if it's made into a movie, it's better if it's not necessary for me to understand what's happening if I'm just watching the movie. Now, if the movie or the TV show is good enough to where it makes me like want to know more about these characters and see what's really going on.
Bonus information.
Then I will go and look at the lore. I'll go read the book.
Yes.
I'll watch a YouTube video. I don't care.
The mediums themselves, though, should stand alone.
Yes.
They should not be dependent on each other. They should complement each other. And the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, for all you stupid morons on TikTok, doesn't do that.
Preach. Doesn't do it. No, because it was a boring fucking movie.
Oh, gosh.
Sorry.
Part 1, where we live in the slums. Part 2, I don't live in the slums, kinda, but now I'm taking care of this girl. Part 3, she's gonna kill me.
Here's the thing. If it was meant to be 3 parts, make 3 goddamn movies.
Yeah. See, honestly,
Or make 2.
I think
Make
that
2.
is the solution to that, because then you could flesh out so much more.
Yep.
The problem I have is that, like, last week when we're talking with Lance about it,
Yeah. He had so much more information.
so
than
much
we did.
additional information that he watched a completely different movie, but he's looking at it through the eyes
of someone who's done the research.
Yes, exactly. And I haven't.
Why
should I be faulted for that?
I got to be honest. I kind of forgot that there was books of this. Like, I knew that Katniss and I knew that all that was a thing. But was the Songbird, is there a book for that?
Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes is a book.
That's a book, its own book. So it doesn't go into that at all in like the original. Excuse me. It doesn't go into that at all in like Catching Fire and all that shit.
With what? What are you talking about?
The original 3 movies.
So I've read
4 movies.
So I've read the first 3 books.
Okay.
And I've watched the first 4 movies, the part 1 and 2 of the last one. I mean, you don't really get any of the Snow backstory stuff. So this is that's a complete. She's gone back in time. She's made so much money from these fucking books and movies that I'm sure the publishing company and Lionsgate
is like, please
up her butt. Please make more.
Yeah, do more things. Anything. But no, the point that we had last episode was that, like, we all watched the same movie, except Lance watched a different movie than we did because he had way more information than we did.
Yes.
And that's fair.
And for everyone saying, go read the books.
No,
I'm not doing that.
I'm not doing it. I'm also, if the movie was good enough that it made me want to go read the books, that's awesome.
It should complement.
Yes.
It should not stand on it.
No.
Anyway.
But I will say the movie was bad enough to where I don't want to touch that fucking book ever.
No. I actually saw it in theaters with Melee, and I was like, it's fine. It was fine. But then you had like we had the same questions. Like, why did she run away? And then all these people on TikTok are being like, she did it because of this and all this stuff. Is like, we don't know that.
Tell us.
From the movie, we do not, that information is not provided.
I would love it if you told me. Or show me, for the love of God.
That's the whole point. You have an entirely different sensory, like, whatever. You should be able to show it, not tell it, and it's not done. It's not just annoying.
It's not done.
Anyways,
that was a adaptation.
Should we just rip through the other ones? Just mention them.
Let's mention the worst of all of them: Assassin's Creed and Prince of Persia.
Oh, I think that Lara Croft is also pretty bad. The newest one is also not great.
I haven't seen the new ones. I think the only one that I've watched was the one with famous
Angelina Jolie.
Angelina Jolie, yeah.
The newest one was Alicia Vikander.
I watched that when I was a kid, and like, I remember being excited for it, but it was fine.
So you know what? Actually, we haven't really mentioned an adaptation within an adaptation, which is what Tomb Raider is. So you have the movie. Mm-hmm. Aren't they based on books? Am I wrong in saying that?
I thought it was all a video game.
So, okay. All right. I don't know. Looks like there's some books. I don't know if they came first, though. But, so for me, when I was growing up, you have Revenge of the Sith, right? Mm-hmm. And then there's also a video game from the movie. There's like the video game movie that is released with it.
Yep.
That I played that thing so much.
Oh yeah, it was a great game.
It's great.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm trying to think of some that we actually.
It was a side scroller too, wasn't it? Kind of.
No, it was a first person.
Which one was the side scroller? I don't remember. There was one that was like kind of a side.
There was a pod racing game. I think that was a side scroller at one point. I don't know that you'd be thinking of that though.
I don't remember. There was some Star Wars game that was a side scroller.
I had a good point, but I've lost it. So anyway.
Anyways, one of the other things that I'm sure Lance likes, but I haven't ever watched. Just kidding. I have watched one Resident.
I don't know
Evil
that
movie.
he has.
No, I've watched one Resident Evil movie. I know that the games are all beloved by their fans, and I won't touch that.
Yes. And we talked about it briefly earlier, The Last of Us. That was one of the ones that I think has done a phenomenal job at separating the two.
I will say one thing, and I think that everyone can agree with me. I think that Hollywood makes roles specifically for Michelle Rodriguez.
Like what, Dungeons and Dragons? Is that what you're talking about?
She was in the first Tomb Raider. Or
was she really?
No, sorry, in the first Resident Evil movie.
I haven't seen them.
Yeah, Michelle Rodriguez is not a good actress. She hasn't ever been a good actress, but I think that she's good in the roles that she plays, but she's just kind of playing herself.
She's like this like beyond typecast at this point, though.
Yeah, and I think that, the only way that she keeps getting roles is that Hollywood is just like,
well, you're still around.
Well, you're still around. I guess we kind of need like a badass chick to punch a guy.
I actually thought she was really, really good in Dungeons and Dragons.
I never saw Dungeons and Dragons.
You should watch it tonight.
You know what she is in that actually I really like, but the internet doesn't really love? Battle Los Angeles.
Never seen it.
It's so fun.
Okay, maybe I'll watch it.
It's not good. It's fun.
So we need to get into the movie of the week, otherwise we're going to run out of time.
Yep.
Movie of the week this week was 2003 Daredevil, crap flick.
Yeah.
And Affleck. Yeah, it was not good. We kind of chose it because you're watching the Netflix Daredevil.
Yep.
Disney Plus's new season of Daredevil is airing currently. We figured it just fit really well, and all you Marvel nerds eat these clips up. So we're just gonna
roll with it.
We're just gonna roll with it.
Here's my question: why did this movie get made? Hear me out.
So it was right there in the leather.
Yes. However,
leather zone.
I wonder what the initial meeting was like when whoever the creator of Daredevil was. He went into the producer or the studio's office, right? And he's like, "So Marvel Comics." And they're like, "Oh, we love Marvel Comics. We want to get more. Spider-Man was incredible. We need to make more of these, right?"
Well, I also think it came off of X-Men too. And so X-Men was 2000, X2 was 2003, and then Last Stand was 2006. So this fell right in between all those.
But my question is, why Daredevil when he's not really?
I think it was a rights thing. I think they're like, okay,
we have this.
We have the X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
Who else do we got? And then they're like Daredevil. And then Kevin Feige was like, I'll produce it. I can make something out of this. So this is one of Kevin Feige's earliest superhero productions.
Jon Favreau's in this too, which I thought was just so cool.
I thought that Jon Favreau as Foggy was phenomenal. He added that like just enough comedic value and like kind of like tension release that, yeah, he was just great. He was really great. He kind of had nothing to do with the plot at all. He was in no way the same.
He didn't help or do anything really. No. He kind of was just there.
But
it was nice to see.
Scenes.
Yeah, he tried to squirt mustard into to get Matt Murdock in the show.
Yeah,
tried to get him to like squirt mustard in his tea.
Yes,
and then he's so smart that he swept him back.
Yeah.
But when you look at the cast, it's not a bad cast.
For 2003, it's pretty phenomenal.
So they got Ben Affleck as Matt Murdock, Jennifer Garner, which they were probably just like, get her in leather. Let's try and see that works.
Yeah, it is definitely the hot chick role.
Yeah,
100%.
Colin Farrell, who is, in my opinion, this might be one of the worst roles he's ever attempted.
He had some student loans due.
He does not do a good job. He plays himself overly Irish for some reason, and he just is annoying. He's just not good. He has a weird duster on the entire time.
I did feel like they are all violently Irish.
Yeah.
I mean, even Ben Affleck he's from Boston.
Yeah.
Colin Farrell, like
Man,
like they all kind of fit that kind of thing. And then Daredevil, I think, is also supposed to be Irish.
Is he?
Yeah, Irish Catholic, I believe.
Man,
because in the comics, I think he has red hair.
I will say, man, you look at in this movie, Matt Murdock's dad is aggressively from New York.
Oh yes.
God damn, you know the accent.
Jersey.
You know what I'm talking about. He is aggressively from New York. But the standout for me is actually Michael Clark Duncan. He plays Kingpin. The only reason I'm going to say this, and I'm going to preface, I like him better than the
Vincent
D'Onofrio, is because he is a massive guy.
Yes.
Ben Affleck is not small, and he's like tossing him around like nothing. In the comics, Kingpin is huge and strong. Mm-hmm. And there is, in the movie, Michael Clark Duncan, there's no stuttering. There's no like second guessing himself. He's passionate. He is he knows what he wants to do. Mm-hmm. He's going for it and gonna do it. In the TV show, Vincent D'Onofrio plays. He stutters a little bit, and it sounds like he's almost in pain getting any of his lines out.
It does.
I like the character better.
I had to kill my dad with a hammer.
Yeah, that'll probably fuck up anybody.
Yeah.
Oh man, he carried his dad one sack at a time down to the river. Not good. I will say I like how they're fleshing out Fisk more in the TV show because they have more time to do it. Mm-hmm. But I liked this version of Kingpin better.
So
in the movie.
For similar reasons, I didn't like that. I guess if
Well, you're wrong.
Okay. I just don't. Yeah, he's fine. I just think I think both adaptations of. We've been using that word a lot. I think that I guess both the show and the TV. Both the movie and the TV shows. Mm-hmm. Kingpin. I think they both sound dumb. Like Michael Clark Duncan that's a mouthful.
It is.
He
MCD.
has a very distinct voice. Vincent D'Onofrio doesn't. So he's like doing that. He's like playing that up. I don't understand why.
Yeah, he's like
I'm gonna sound grizzly and strong.
Yeah, I don't know. He's struggling to get every line out.
Yeah.
And it's like, why are you playing it that way? I just don't like it.
The whole world is bearing down on him and he's supporting it.
I'm looking at my notes here. Did you notice that young Matt kind of looks like the new Daredevil? Like if you go back to the initial...
I think that, the kids...
So the kid who plays young Matt Murdock in the movie looks like slightly the adult version of Matt Murdock in the TV show.
Yeah. No, I don't disagree.
Which is a little bit weird. And then I wrote down, his dad is aggressively Italian.
Did you know that AJ Soprano beats him up?
Really?
The kid that he beats up him up and then he beats up is AJ Soprano. It's Tony's son.
I did not know that.
In The Sopranos.
I think that this movie fell right in line with that like time where like things were a little bit cringy if you watched them too serious. So like there's a suit up montage that happens like the first time that you see him put on the suit. And like he's got his like sticks out in his like little nunchucks, and then there's a part where he's got his stick for seeing the things, and he's like, it goes on for longer than it's supposed to.
Yeah, it like whips around him.
Yeah,
it's like that's CG, but like,
that
why?
suit up montage lasts for like 4 minutes.
It's really long.
It's not good.
The cherry on top, though, for that, I guess the only thing that's semi-good about that is the suit actually looks really good.
The suit looks great.
I really, really like the suit.
Yep. They did a good job because I think that there's a good chance for that suit to look really cringe.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
But it looks great.
Well, the fact that, like, of all the suits that they leatherified in this time period, like, of real life time period, I think it's the best one. The shade of red they went with also was really good.
It's like blood red.
Yes, it was very good.
Well, I think in this, so CGI wasn't good enough to where like they could CGI a suit on them and have it look good like they can now, minus in Flashpoint. But they just defaulted to like leather. Every suit is leather. It was funny that you mentioned. So he has like one of his little sticks, batons. When he presses a button, it like shoots out a.
Little grapple hook.
Little grapple hook.
Yeah.
So in the fight scene in the bar, there's a fight scene in a bar because naturally he's out for justice, right?
Yes.
Blind justice.
Yes.
I thought of that after I said it. That's hilarious. Does he say that at all in the show?
He should.
He should. Blind. Call me, Marvel. I got words for you. So, okay, he's in the bar, right? And he's like, justice is going to be done. He's on the ground. There are fans spinning above them, and he uses a grapple hook to grab one of the fans, and the fan pulls him up off the ground.
Yeah. That whole scene, I hated.
Not good.
So, my problem with that scene is everyone can see him.
Yeah.
It's just like, hey, there's Daredevil. He's at the bar. And
Yep.
he's beating the piss out of that dude. Does he kill him? Yeah, he definitely kills people.
He lets him die.
Yeah, I don't think that...
Well, the most cringe thing is that, like, he is just waiting, like, up in the rafters.
Yeah. Okay, it's like, it's so falsely lit, too. Like, it should be dark, but they want you to see him.
Yeah.
And then it's just kind of like this blue, hazy, like...
It's not good.
It's very clear that you can see him. It's just weird. It's weird.
Yeah. No, it starts off with him, like, up in the rafters, like, listening. And then finally, which shouldn't take that long if you were a henchman watching around, be like, hey, what the fuck is that guy doing up there?
What's that dude chilling in the rafters up to?
Yeah. So anyways, he's like, I'm here for justice.
Like, that's supposed to be some, like, explanation.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's not great. I did love that Cypher popped out from the Matrix.
So you know him as Cypher. He's also in The Sopranos.
Yeah.
It's like
Yep.
all the Sopranos guys need jobs.
I thought the Cypher character was good. Leyland Orser.
It's Ben Urich.
But the guy who plays Wesley, which is Kingpin's like right-hand man, Leyland Orser.
Mm-hmm.
I like that actor. He's great.
I really like him in the TV show, in that like rendition of him. So I mean, man, I kind of feel myself almost arguing against myself but we are comparing two different adaptations, not the original media or medium versus the adaptation. I think I may have liked this movie better if I hadn't seen the TV show. I don't know.
If you didn't have anything to base it off of, or to like the Daredevil TV show, even like the stuff that I'm watching now is really good. Mm-hmm. And so I have a really high bar in my head. Yeah. And this just misses the mark
absolutely
bad.
What do you mean? There wasn't any love fighting in a courtyard and a bunch of playgrounds?
Ironic.
Kids running around?
The next thing I wrote is weird, flirty fight scene.
Yeah.
Why are and how come there's always seesaws?
It's just easy to do flips off of.
Oh, that's right. They're just there as a plot device.
Yes, 100%.
Okay. Anyways, so a big part of this movie is that Elektra is in it. Elektra is also another character from the comics. She shows up for like 25 minutes. They get her in a couple tight dresses, one tight leather thing, and then that's it. Never see her again.
So what? You're a comic-ish guy.
Yeah.
Why? Like, is she supposed to be like Greek? Because her dad is Greek.
Something.
Elektra with a K-T-R-A is kind of Greekish.
I don't know a whole lot about Elektra from the comics. I think
I don't know.
It's something to do with that. You guys correct me. I don't really know. I know in the comics she's probably a much bigger badass, but she pretty much just gets her ass walloped immediately in this.
Yeah,
she's like a psychic assassin or something.
Yeah, she takes a bullet in the gut pretty early.
No, she just gets stabbed to the gut.
Oh yes, I thought he got shot.
No, Bullseye fucking wrecks her immediately.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah, AKA rock and roll Irishman. Just whoops ass.
So like,
he kills an old woman with a peanut. You know? Did you catch that?
I had that in my notes. That's a crazy scene.
Yeah.
So
sorry, go for it.
So he's called in. Kingpin calls him in. He's like, we need Bullseye to come handle some stuff for us. So apparently he's far away, and then gets on an airplane and is flying.
Quick, call rock and roll Irishman now.
Yes, do it now. He's got a weird scar on his head.
No one will notice.
No, if we give him a beanie, no one will notice. So he's on this plane. He's sitting. Apparently, he's a hitman, but not rich enough to fly first class. So or like private. He's flying commercial, and he's sitting next to this old lady in the middle row.
You'd think that Kingpin would
send that boy a jet,
fly him private.
Yeah,
you're taking care of murder, and you're like, well, Spirit's late.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you could catch the Southwest at 10.
Yeah.
No check bags.
Sorry, Kingpin. If you needed this to happen today, I'm not going to be able to get to my next flight until United's behind.
It was so she's annoying him by talking, I guess, or just existing.
She's existing and just chattering.
So he has
dementia patient for sure.
Oh, absolutely. So the peanuts that the flight attendants hand out, he's eating them, and then there's like flicks one off of his seat tray, and then it bounces off the seat in front of him and goes into her throat, and she chokes and dies.
Yeah. And then here's my thought, and I know this is because movie, but she dies.
It's good.
She, slumps over on him, right? And then the flight attendant comes by, and he's like, "Can I have more peanuts?"
Yeah.
So weird. Also,
doesn't she like comment on her being like, "Oh, she's asleep"?
I don't even know.
It was weird.
But someone would recognize that she's dead.
Also, she choked to death really quickly.
Yeah, it didn't take.
It was like 3 coughs.
It did not take long. Kevin Smith is also in this movie. I like that. Kevin Smith.
Yeah, as what character though? I don't remember him.
He was in the hospital. Oh, something to do with like not hospital. He's in the. Like he works for the cops. He's like, "Hey, check out these batons we found."
Yeah, he's in some like building
forensics or something.
Yeah.
They did get 2 Evanescence songs up in here.
Yeah, the soundtrack was weird.
Soundtrack? I mean,
for the times, it's probably phenomenal.
I wrote down double Evanescence. Fuck yeah, but cut short by terrible CGI climbing up the wall.
Oh, that's. Off the rip, the CG is. That's just kind of the theme with the whole movie.
Yeah.
You kind of have to grain of salt that
because it's
2003.
It's old.
Yeah.
But
it doesn't hold up.
It doesn't hold up at all. They took a lot of liberties though with the CGI. Like they were CGIing like the entire cityscape.
Yeah, they were. They
and
wanted
it looked like
the
claymation.
audience to kind of just get over it.
Yeah. Also, everything is slippery. Everything is wet the entire movie.
Yeah, I say the rain budget for this movie must have been off the charts.
Huge. Everything's wet.
Massive.
Why? But yeah, it was a subpar adaptation.
I'm just looking at my notes. And you talked about it too. It's funny. Our notes are almost always very similar.
It is funny. Well, you write yours as you're watching the movie too, right?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
The one I'm looking at right now is it's after Jon Favreau as Foggy. It's how did he get up there? LOL.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I think I'm either referring to the Raptors or the very large building he dives off of, and both make sense.
Yeah, it could be either way.
It's just.
Oh, there is. Okay, so there is one really dumb scene. In the TV show where they have they go over how he's like training.
Yeah.
And he meets a character named Styx.
Yeah, where was Styx?
And he's training his mind and his body. And apparently one of his special things is he likes to meditate, and that's why he can heal himself so well. I didn't know that.
Yeah, thank you for filling us in.
Yeah, thanks for filling me in. Fuck me, am I right? But in the movie, it doesn't go over much of anybody like training him. He's like, I train my body above the city, and it's just some like 8-year-old kid doing like push-ups,
doing like body weight push-ups upside down
on the side of a building, and then he shows him like there's a pole that connects 2 roofs together, and he like clicks it with his stick, and then
as far as I'm concerned, provides no structural rigidity at all. Just kind of there.
Yeah, it's just kind of there. It's for the movie. Also, he's blind. How does he know that it's safe to walk?
The city is his playground.
Yeah, the city is his playground. Anyways, he slides like 18 feet down this pole.
Yeah, a long time.
He's doing upside down push-ups above the city.
Everyone knows that's how he's trained to be a superhero, though.
Damn, that is so cringe.
Okay, yeah, it's off the rip, way, and not darker as in like how bright it is, way darker as in people are getting murdered left and right.
Yeah, people actually die in this adaptation.
Yeah, it's not like, oh, we're just going to break their legs.
There's really only
ACLs.
One other, like, I guess villain, if you will, in the movie other than Kingpin.
Mm-hmm.
He essentially knocks him down on top of some train tracks, and then he's like, do you hear that? Well, it's the C train.
Yeah, that line is so bad.
Yeah, it's so bad.
Yeah, there's Kingpin, Bullseye, and then this throwaway dude that he kills.
I think if we remember, like, the first time we talked about Daredevil on the cast, there's this weird trope with, like, blind people. When they take off their glasses, they're always like, hey, look, they're blind.
Nothing.
And so they're just, like, looking off into the distance. And also, for some reason,
their eyes
are always just in a weird cross thing in movies.
I'm totally
That's
riffing
not
here.
true in real life.
Are you sure?
No.
Their eyes aren't focusing.
I know, but also, like, it's fine. It's not that, they're not going to be doing this.
I mean,
anyways,
I don't know. I might have to disagree with you on that one.
I don't think they actually.
I don't know any blind guys, but
I don't think they're quite. If they're what I'm thinking of in my head is like the Water Boy when he meets his dad at the very end, and one of his eyes is like totally just looking the wrong direction. But in this, Matt Damon, whenever he takes his glasses off, he's always just like
Ben Affleck.
Yeah, sorry, interchangeable apparently.
Yeah, same guys.
But so there's a few times in this movie,
actually, it's Will Hunting,
where he's talking to whoever he's talking to, and he like
Foggy,
takes his glasses off, and he's just like,
yeah, it's like, have you ever seen that movie? It's like Simon something. What the fuck is it called?
Like,
I don't know.
He can tell that Foggy like changed the honey from the mustard on the table.
Yeah, but he can't
can't figure out where to look.
Like a line of sight.
Yeah. He can slide down a pole, no problem.
I did say, I do think that his like radar vision though is cooler in the movie than it is in the TV show.
I would disagree.
You do?
I would disagree.
Okay.
I think it looks cool in the TV show because it gives more of an explanation.
You know what? Maybe I'm thinking more. It might be recency bias because they haven't really shown it in the new season.
Oh, so I just saw it in season 1, and he explains it as like seeing the world on fire, and so it's like a orangish yellow.
The mental note that I had was like, this has got to be so freaking expensive. They recreated everything digitally and then or put some weird effect on it. I don't know.
Almost would assume that it's like just a guy with a camera and they threw on some really bad Adobe like overlay.
It definitely could be. In 2003 though? I don't know.
Adobe was doing big things back then.
Well, this one's a little just for me and the audience here because you never watched Breaking Bad or never finished it or whatever.
I watched 3 fucking seasons. Thank you very much.
Did you really? Oh, well, Hector Salamanca is in this movie. He's Fallon, that guy at the beginning. I think he's a cop, maybe. I don't know. I watched it like a week ago. I kind of forget. But, yeah, so Hector Salamanca was in it too. I really like the Stan Lee cameo. It means
nothing to me. Where was Stan Lee at? I missed it entirely.
He's at the beginning, like maybe at a crosswalk or something. He like goes to step into the road and he stops him.
He stops him.
I think that was him.
Yeah, okay. He was a lot younger.
Oh, significantly.
20 years younger.
Also alive.
Rip Stan Lee.
Rip Stan Lee. That was a nice Rip Stan Lee, not a, yeah. But I thought the fire logo with the DD.
Oh, yeah.
Daredevil was fucking cool. I loved that.
I thought it was cool, but also I thought to myself, like, when did he have the time?
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Yeah, like, he's like, all right, I tied up you guys. I beat you all to piss. I got to get my kerosene out. Just give me 1 second. Yeah.
He just keeps a little, like, a little thing of kerosene on him, and he's
yeah.
like,
oh, Gee.
He's so blind. He can't tell where Foggy is to talk to him.
Yeah,
he can draw 2 perfect Ds on the ground.
It should be way crookeder.
Yeah.
Way more crooked. Something is, yeah. It's that. I didn't even consider that. That's really funny, actually.
When did he have the, I mean, yeah, in my head, I'm just thinking, like,
when did he do that?
A, they're a lot more crooked, and also he's in the subway station hoping no one comes down. He's just like, oh.
He's like, this is also after he murdered that guy.
He murdered that guy.
It's like,
and he's like, oh, fuck, I got him sideways.
I just think it's hilarious how funny how, like, cool they thought it's the C train was going to sound. And it's not cool.
It's not.
It's aggressively
no,
uncool.
But Ben Urich's character was like, so anyways, this is the Daredevil, right? And they're like, we have no proof of that. And then all of a sudden, like, the double Ds light on fire.
Yep.
And he's like,
yeah, told you.
Also, God, that's so funny. If the Ds were fucked up, that'd be so much.
I gotta
funnier.
know, like, how long did it take him to find that guy? Because that's not gonna burn. That's not gonna burn that long.
Oh yeah.
Oh wait,
it'll dry.
They drop it. It dried and then they lit it on fire or something. Because it wasn't on fire.
No, it wasn't on fire to begin
up.
with. No, something dropped and
I think he dropped like a cigar or cigarette or something, right?
Oh, and it lit on fire.
Am I
yeah,
wrong?
but kerosene dissipates very quickly. It dries very quickly.
Yeah, kerosene was just the first word that came to mind. It could
Also,
be something else.
It could be anything. It could be some kind of.
It could be ether.
It could be anything. Severance reference.
No, like the starting fluid.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
So that's the farm guy.
Sorry, I got excited for Severance here for a second. Anyways, yeah, the D's in the ground are pretty funny. I do think that it'd be funnier if they were like slightly less perfect.
Yeah, they were just really symmetrical. Really.
Yeah.
It's like he got out one of those old timey like stencils.
Yeah. He put down trash bags. So he has a stencil for this exact occasion.
Yeah.
Carries that in his back pocket.
He's like, all right, here we go. Killed that guy.
All right.
And when did what? He never did it again. Why not?
No. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
What constitutes a double D?
He did get his shit rocked in by Elektra, but he also
true.
let her do it.
That's true.
He then got a shit rocked in by Bullseye for the most part.
So I had 2 more points. I really, really liked the sort of like happenstances, like when they're fighting and they lean forward and then Bullseye gets his hands shot. So like there's a sniper is like looking in from the church where they're fighting at.
Yep.
And I think they're actually trying to shoot Daredevil. And
They are.
And Bullseye is fighting with Daredevil like up at the altar, and then like
A sniper shoots them through a window.
yes, and then Daredevil's like, oh shit, here comes a bullet, and they leaned back a little bit, and then the bullet went through Bullseye's hands, and then Bullseye takes this as like, oh my god, you've taken my hands.
It's a great shot from the sniper because how does he know they're there?
It is
very
that was
dark.
the second part to my point. It's like what he's just blindly shooting through
he
a
just
stained glass window.
Hey, do you know how expensive those windows are?
Very.
Oh my god.
Some old dude that's been doing it in his family for 150
So
years
you've got
made those.
You've got another Bullseye with a sniper rifle.
Yes.
Also, isn't Bullseye like? Doesn't he use weapons too, or like guns too?
Yeah, I thought he did. Well, let's just quickly run through his kill list here, because he kills the dude in the bar at the beginning that he's playing darts with.
Yep.
With paper clips, right?
Oh no, yeah, paper clips.
How does he so quickly straighten it?
One
He's
of his
sleight of hand.
special abilities is he can straighten metal very quickly.
Is that a joke?
It's a joke, yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say because good for him, I guess.
Yeah. So yeah, he kills the guy in the bar.
He's really good friends with Magneto.
Some old man just like makes fun of him a little bit, and he's like
double or nothing.
See these paper clips? Now look at him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and he's like, but then like just leaves. Everyone lets that guy leave.
Everyone just lets that guy leave.
What?
Also, no one's afraid of, I don't know about you, but in my bar experience, no one would be afraid of the guy throwing paper clips.
It was a little ambiguous on whether or not he killed him, but then he falls over. I was like, nah, he's dead.
Yeah.
Because at first it just looked like it stuck in his throat. I was like, oh, that sucks.
I always have a problem in movies or TV or anything. So like you get shot by like a dart or something that like puts you to sleep and you fall forward. The dart
is gonna shove in you.
Is going to go further in.
Yeah.
So if that guy fell flat forward, those paper clips are now piercing his trachea.
I believe they're in his esophagus.
Yeah. You can't eat.
No.
You're going to die for sure.
Whether he died then and there or later in the hospital.
No, that's a joke from Parks and Rec. When at the towards the very, very end, Andy like makes it, he's like acting out he's acting out some movie.
Oh, one of the movies. Yes. Yeah.
And he like grabs, he's like, he's acting out Roadhouse. And he like grabs the guy's throat, rips it out. He's like, your throat's gone. You can't eat. You're going to die.
You're going to die.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. I do remember that.
Okay.
Anyway, so the movie, I'm going to give it a rating. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. Daredevil 2003.
I was thinking an aggressive, I want to go 5.
If you're going to go 5, that means half of you likes it, and that can't be true.
The half of me that likes it is just thinking about
like upper or down the middle?
No, I will go aggressively 4 out of 10 with you.
Okay.
My problem is that I also gave Songbirds and Snakes a 4 out of 10.
Yeah, see, that's the problem with rating things.
And I liked watching this movie better than that movie.
You're right, I did.
I'm going to go 5 only because I liked watching it more. My
last point after the points is if it was a little bit longer and we got more... I think they did themselves a disservice coming out in early 2000s and not it being an origin film.
What's the runtime on this?
Hour 30?
Hour 43.
Okay, still pretty short.
I think that is an extremely short movie. If it would have been like a half an hour longer to just flesh out the characters a little bit, I think it would probably have been a 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
I got to be honest.
And I guess I do take back the origin thing. As they show him becoming Daredevil, but like
kind of.
It's obvious that he's been Daredevil for a while.
Yep.
And I don't know.
I just think that every superhero movie that comes out, like they always struggle with the origin story, and that's been the problem with like the Fantastic Four movies so far.
They've done it freaking 3 times.
They've done it 3 times, or
will be 3 times.
Will be 3 times, and so we pretty well know who these characters are. I don't think you really have to do it again. Just get us into the action. And so I feel like at least with Daredevil, they kind of got us into the action, but I just wanted to see more.
We didn't have that superhero fatigue then, no.
No, we didn't. But
we had leather fatigue. That's for
sure. That really a real thing, or is it just that they're just not making very good movies right now?
I think it's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
I would say.
I'm not tired of superhero movies. I'm just tired of getting bitched at by them.
Yes, me too. Me too. Anyway, guys, I think that's it.
I'm gonna go 4 out of 10. 5 out of 10. Daredevil. That's it.
I'm going 4 out of 10. I gave on Letterboxd. I gave Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes a 3 out of 10.
Oof, he liked it more. Wait, you liked it less than I did?
Yeah, I did not.
Yikes!
It was like if I can find myself. I think a good indicator for me if I'm enjoying the movie is if I forget that I have my phone.
Yeah. If I can hop on Reels, if I ever want to jump on Reels in the middle of it, easily it's below 5.
Unfortunately.
But anyways, an hour 46.
Technically hour 36. We pissed around for a few minutes and we're going to cut that part out. But anyway, that is it for us this week. We will be back next. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please, we have to be better about plugging our socials.
Yeah, hey, follow us on all the things. We have
all of them.
The Blue Sky. We got the Facebook?
Do we have Facebook? We have a Facebook page, but it doesn't do well.
Don't go to Facebook. Facebook.
But you should.
Just kidding. Go to Facebook. Definitely go to Instagram. Go to the Twitter. We're at Triple Take Pod on all the things. Also, the YouTubes.
Yes. If you guys, for those of you listening on audio only, if you want to watch the video pod, it's on YouTube.
It is.
And we're working to get that on Spotify as well. So that was news for you.
Oh, cool.
I'm trying to do that.
Okay. So, TripleTakePodcast.com. Thanks for watching, guys.
Yep. See you later.
See ya.
Bye.